Calls of order, the Tampa Community Development Community Drive Committee for all its vacancy. At 9:30 p.m. at the Hillsborough Education Foundation at 20 Old Smith, North Conway Avenue. That for 33607, this is Mr. Brewer, will you do a roll call?
Yes, sir. Okay, as I call your name, if you could say here, Joseph Robinson, Carlos Ramirez,
Here.
Michael Gracia, Janice Williams, Bobby Wilson,
Here.
Jeanette LaRussa Fenton,
Here.
Cynthia Maloney,
Here.
Delphine Jones, Tina Young,
Here.
and David Alonia. Okay, Chair, you have a quorum.
Okay, welcome everybody back from long vacation with summer. 5 days of happening between now and then. And so we got a lot on the agenda tonight and something fat changed on the agenda. So let's just get right down to public comment. Is anyone here that wants to speak with public comment in 3 minutes? If so, announce your name and we'll start the clock. If not, anyone in the audience want public comment? Is anyone online that wants to make public comment? I think not the man I said because he asked me for the link that sent me.
You did too.
Okay. Don't get it. Okay, that's public comment. Does everyone have a chance to read the June 17th notice of meeting? 2025. So I entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
So there's a motion by Mr. Bonnie Wilson, second by Mr. Wilson Clinton. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. All opposed, nay. Motion passed unanimously. Presentations. Wrong yard. Tanisha Pye. This is, George.
So, Miss Attorney Shiplet could not be here tonight. She sent an email late yesterday, so I had already printed the agendas, so that's why she's still on the agenda, but they said that it would circle back with us at a later time. However, I guess it was about a few weeks ago, the Chair Robinson sent out a map, it's in your packet, of a schedule, because so many of y'all, or I know some faces here were at their community meeting that they had at the end of July. So, which was a very, very well-attended meeting. And they did kind of go through a little bit about schedules, and so forth. But this map was, the schedule was sent out, and I sent it to y'all by email, but I did print it up for today. So that's all the information I have. I did want to keep a very, open communication with Ms. Cleat about getting the rescheduled when they could come back. So there's a lot of questions about when they're going to begin and that kind of thing. So she is with DuPont. She's the company that does their public, their outreach. So if there's any questions, if y'all want to talk about the schedule that they presented, this was the best I could get it. Sorry, in terms of blowing it up. Yes, ma'am.
Mrs. Smith.
I have some notes from the meeting if anybody wants to hear them. It's very quick. I think you pronounce his name Alaric. Brenda, do you remember? Alaric Robinson is the project manager now and he is with Related. So he's the contact person. I have his number and his email. If anybody wants it, I'll give it to you after the meeting. They're going to start their site work in the next 2 to 3 weeks. It'll take 3 to 4 months before construction begins. They have their submittals in for the parking garage and the pipes, and they still need subs for lots of different work. So if anybody knows people in the trades or those types of construction related entities, then certainly send them over to DuCon. They said they had no overall schedule for the project, but I see they have, I can barely read it. But the first building will be residential with commercial on the ground floor and some live work units. with a parking garage, and the estimated completion date is in 2 years. Next will be another residential building and then the townhomes. So they are going to have engagement for workforce and they're going to have job fairs and be publicizing opportunities. Interesting, they will accept felons. So a lot of places do not, but they are saying that should not be a deterrent for people looking to try and work on this project. So those are just a few kind of key points from that meeting.
Anyone else, Ms. Maloney?
So it's just, I got hung up on the felon thing. Yeah. I didn't know what it meant. Like,
People have served their time.
I've served their time
Yeah.
already and are now free, but they're still referred to as felons.
They have a felony record.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The other thing too, I got a call late to come up, but they're also, and the city's also finishing up, I guess, the CAC project for the Oregon pumping station. As you can see, we're going to reach on the roof right on the Oregon side. It's a big sign to say Oregon pumping station, tax program. But that's right. Right on the edge of, right on the tracks, it's not even right, with some parts that they concrete. So that's one of the holdups. Another thing too is they got to get tied into the property. So, I hate to do stuff like this, but when I got an opportunity, I was supposed to go to the CRA meeting last month. It went so long, I didn't have to leave. So I got back on this Thursday. I'll be doing my bullet points. I'm also going to be speaking at a 3-minute piece. And as part of my report, what's happening with the CRM acts that they get attitude with somebody else. What's the real hold up around beyond? Because I understand that there's something with and it's not yet been transferred to the so there's some ownership of the bank. And it's not a prison, so there's something going on. So I think that's all I'm gonna add. Anybody else, if not, we move on. And if you look at, I can't read either, but I'm trying to read those 15 minutes, but if you look at yourself, basing on a map, they're not necessarily following the order of the phase 1, 2, 3, A, 3B, and 4. But at the bottom of that, it gives you the dates, but it's so small, I can't read them up here. I don't have a phone. But if you look at the phase, they'll tell you the date. And I'll tell you the start date, each date. So that's really the schedule of that. And it's nice enough to send that after the meeting, we went to over that. So that's how they're gonna do it. Phase it in. It's gonna happen, but it's happening slow and maybe happen because, a lot of times, the economy, the interest rates and all. Maybe no money. But anyway, it's gonna happen, but it's up to the city should be able to tell us why it's have to move, split the community with services. But I'm gonna ask that question, hopefully if I remember asking maybe, because I have 2 opportunities, I have 3 minutes, I have 5 minutes to present my report for the cloud. Okay, moving right along, wrong guard, that moves us to West Tampa Resiliency Project. And Baki, Bay, Resiliency, Catalyst, that when you brought it?
Yes, we're trying to figure out, yeah, we don't know where she's coming. Bryce was presenting the link. Okay, maybe just give a minute. But in the interim, can I, let me introduce Kayla, she's our new. Yes. So, yeah, who is our new sustainability officer? So say a few words.
Yeah, so I was gonna brief everyone before they jump on anyway, and we'll figure out the technology. But yeah, so I'm the Sustainability Resilience Officer. I've been with the city about two and a half years or so, and just stepped into this role just a few weeks ago. So appreciate the time. with you all today. And basically, this project kind of is, we can put a lot of words to it, but when it gets down to it and it boils down, it's just to make the neighborhood better, for people, for our planet. And then there's an economic, like, prosperity lens to this project as well, just based on the funding that was secured by Resilient Cities Catalyst. So they'll introduce themselves, but they're a nonprofit partner that we've worked with, we've had a relationship with since 2020. So we're very, very well aligned. They don't do anything in the city without, kind of going through us, even though they're an entity that doesn't reside in our community. So we are here to kind of be that conduit that they can go and secure some great funding and then bring it to the cities that they choose to partner with that align with the goals that they have, which is resiliency and whatever that means to you. So adaptability, a lot to our climate hazards. So whether that's flooding, rainfall, heat. So these are all things that we deal with every single day. Tampa is a stranger to them. And it's going to continue to be, chronic issues that we face. So we worked in East Tampa as kind of the entry point that they made in the city. And then now we're expanding to Sulphur Springs and West Tampa. So these are the two neighborhoods that we want to really dive into and bring some of their funding here to make some improvements. So hopefully we'll figure it out. Let me grab my phone so I can message them. And then we'll have them present. They have just a few slides.
Back to West End Resilience Project. Well, it's really appreciate people investing in our neighborhoods. Okay, salary staff reports, project team report, included in the package. Mr. Burnley, you got any comments on projects, any comments on the project team report?
Yeah, trying to get there.
They have their PowerPoint is the.
Yeah, it's listed in your packet. Sorry for the technical difficulties. They would definitely be here if they could, but they like visiting Tampa a lot, but not, not for one. Well, sure, we can keep. Let's keep going and talking, well, yeah, if we're talking about projects before, it did include, and y'all have seen it probably several times, the comments from, the mural across the street. Corey Robinson has sent it out to, I think, government, but at least twice. If you have your packets and you haven't returned them, I'll take them this evening. If you've already sent comments in, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We're just trying to get an idea of what is important on that mural. And if there's key events that, because when they recreate it, I don't think everything can fit. So what is in there? He's already talked to Judge Salfinas, who's, of course, has a wealth of knowledge of everything that would be factual, non-factual in the mural. But so he's gotten comments from them. He's asked comments from the CAC. Even if your groups, if you pass it around to your groups, if there's somebody that has some, ideas or just to circle the things that you are the most important. I think that was really kind of the approach he wanted to take. So because they're working with the artist, and once the artist gets, what the must-haves are, then they can go to town and create a new mural, which will be inside the building. So it's in your packet again. It's broken up into segments, several segments. And, if you have them, I'll take them tonight. If you want to still send them in, after the meeting, that's fine too. But I know he's looking to get them back rather sooner than later. Okay.
Well, it's fine.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Chair.
Yes.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
You wanna?
I'll defer. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to the
Yeah.
West Tampa Reviews project.
We are. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, so.
Can you hear us?
Rebecca, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right.
I gave my intro, so the floor is yours.
Paul is trying to join, so let me just forward him the link. Sorry. Let me make sure that. Yeah, Paul is joining. We'll be here shortly. Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay.
Awesome. Hey, Paul.
Hi. Paul, can you hear us?
Yes.
We can hear you. Yes, I apologize. So sorry for the technical difficulties.
No problem. So Paul, this is Brenda. Hi, and we have Kayla here. This is the West Tampa CAC. Our chair is Joe Robinson. So can you wave and he can see you in the corner?
Hi,
I
Mr.
know you
Robinson.
know in the room. Yeah. So the group has been given your presentation, the one that you sent over. So if y'all want to do your introduction, this is the time. So thank you for joining us.
Wonderful. And thank you so much to the chairman and to the rest of the CAC for the opportunity to share a little bit about this opportunity. My name is Paul Nelson. I'm with Resilient Cities Catalyst. We're a nonprofit organization who works with cities and communities here in the US, but also globally around sort of finding ways to come together to implement climate resilience actions, actions that'll make us stronger in the face of challenges like hurricanes, extreme heat, and others. We've had the privilege of working with the city of Tampa for 5 years. We partnered with the city and Kayla and Whit on the development of the Resilient Tampa Roadmap, which was a broader sort of action agenda. We then dove in and did a little bit of work in partnership with USF and your colleagues in the East Tampa CRA around sort of thinking about extreme heat. And now we have some philanthropic funding to expand some of the neighborhood-focused work to 2 neighborhoods in partnership with the city and we hope in partnership with the West Tampa CAC in West Tampa and Sulphur Springs. And so we just wanted to take a moment today to share a little bit about that program. I know our partner, Kayla Caselli, is in the room, but just wanted to share a little bit about that program and some of the early opportunities just based on conversations with Brenda and Bryce, but also sort of other folks in Tampa city government, and wanted to start a conversation with the CAC about, how we might work together on accelerating some climate action in the great neighborhood of West Tampa. We've been fortunate to be able to work with not just Tampa, but sort of 7 other cities on what we're calling the Small Business Climate Resilience Program. This is about a 2-year program that enables us to partner with local governments, local communities, and business owners, entrepreneurs, to help accelerate sort of project implementation, take ideas from the page and bring them to fruition. And through that, build on the great relationships that you all already have across different community groups and with local government, and find ways to bring in new investment. We have some philanthropic funding that can be directed towards smaller projects, and so are eager to work with local communities and government on things that can take a long ways, long-term projects, but also find things that can be implemented in the short term. And so in our early days, this is our, we've had the chance to be in your great city, be in your neighborhood, and have some early potential opportunity areas that Mbake is going to share. And, would love sort of your thoughts and feedback. Again, these are early days potential opportunities, but we wanted to bring something that you all could respond to, and that we could start a conversation for further engagement in the weeks and months ahead. So Mbake, I'll hand it over to you to share a little bit more about some emerging opportunity areas.
Thank you, Paul. Just like the way Paul stated, so these are like some emerging opportunities that we are looking to bring, hopefully, in West Tampa. And again, these are subject to change based on the work that we're going to be conducting later on. But you can retain that there are like 3 possible pathways. So one is exploring corridor shading and cooling amenities, especially along the corridor of like Main Street, Howard Avenue, and Armenia Avenue, along the public right-of-way, where we're looking to bring improvements such as, bus stop shelters, planters, just to kind of improve the pedestrian safety along the public right-of-way, as well as like exploring things like shaded sidewalk cafes or bringing hydration station. In addition to that, the second possible pathway is exploring climate resilient and active alleyways. And we've seen the concentration of like alleyways in West Tampa, notably. And we are looking to sort of like see how we can basically activate these alleyways, but also like bringing some climate resilient elements such as like permeable pavement, exploring climate resilient mural, or having like improved lighting along those like alleyway that will basically link residents to businesses or key destinations in the neighborhood. And the third pathway is exploring the Small Business Climate Resilience Program, which is a little bit similar to the CRA Facet Grant Program that's already existing and, is popular. But this one is more geared towards like, climate resilience, how we can help small businesses basically be more resilient when it comes to like extreme heat, hurricanes, extreme weather conditions, basically. So we are looking to like arm them with possible, amenities like floodgates, rain barrels, window glazing that basically help save in utility bills, all those enhancements basically that will help them navigate through this change of weather.
And as you see there, all of this builds off the great work that you all have been doing, the plans that are in place, existing city investments, existing CRA investments, and a lot of the sort of visionary action and plans that are underway. So all of this is grounded in the great work that's been done to date. And on the next slide, this is just, as Mbake mentioned, the start of some of our initial engagement around how we might collaborate with you all, with local businesses and other key stakeholders in the neighborhood. Mbake, you want to walk us through just like how we see this rolling out, and then we'll stop killing you with PowerPoint.
Yeah, sure. So you're seeing right now like the overall project plan. So the arrows in yellow, we already completed those. We conducted the background research, did the data analysis work, the neighborhood. Where we stand is in the initial community engagement. So that's what we are gearing up for. We are looking to come back on like September 8th to really do like the door-to-door engagement with the businesses. So once we're going to collect that data, then we will be able to, sit down with city department to really sort of like shape these emerging opportunities based on the current need on site. And then after that, that's how we'll be able to do like, the quick win prioritization, but also working alongside with, stakeholders like the CRA or potentially the West Tampa Chamber of Commerce, who knows. And then that's how we're going to be able to allocate funding, hopefully by October, and get us started in the implementation of the project.
So that's all we had from our end today. We're happy to go deeper, obviously, but we want to be respectful of your time because we know you have a full agenda and we were delayed in getting online, and our apologies for that again. But thank you again for the opportunity. We're happy to take any questions, feedback at this time from any of you.
Does anyone have any questions? Mrs. Small.
Yeah, hi. I just wondered, I looked on the materials that we were given, there's no contact information for you. Can you give us your email addresses or a telephone number or something?
Absolutely. Yep. Well, we can send that via email. I'm happy to share our emails and our cell phone numbers.
Anything else, Mr. Maloney? Anyone else? I have a few questions. Is this just for the CRA or part of West Tampa?
That's where we focused this part of this program. Yes. So specifically on the Howard and Armenia corridors and Main Street, because the funder wants to focus on small business, and given the overlap with some of the excellent work underway there, that's where we're focusing this program in particular. Yes, but we're hoping, to learn from this to be able to expand to other areas. We're also doing a similar focus in Sulphur Springs on Nebraska Avenue.
Okay. One thing I like about this, it sort of dovetails some of the things we've already got going, and you could just add spice into the cake. For example, we got bus stops that we're gonna have replaced like on Main Street, because we're adding on Salinas Park. We've got Freedom Park on Main Street, and we've got West River down the way, and hydration stations. I know Park doesn't do that, so that's something that'd be nice. Actually, the people on Main Street, the old motorcycle building has an old rusty, raggedy canopy that needs to be replaced. That would be great to have something that was really nice looking when they did the exterior of the building. We don't have bus shelters or such that are creative. It's got Wi-Fi. Some I've seen up north when I travel. Because a lot of times people are catching a bus in Florida. One of the things we have a lot of rain. We just got in time before a big storm, so rain is an issue. And having something to shade and stop the rain, and then definitely planters. Those are nice buffers to traffic. We have looked at some of those, so you guys can get some grants to help us, because you need to take a look. Have you looked at our programs, such as our we did a quick build, we took care of the street, but we have like a commercial Main Street program that we're doing and we're funding. And we would love to have you guys find some grants to help fill in some of that stuff, like those planners, some of those creative bus shelters and sidewalk cafes, because we really don't have sidewalk cafes, because everybody got no canopy overhang.
Yeah.
The other thing that dovetails with us that I see here that I like the pop-up alley. I know we have 2-3 alleys that we're doing a pilot program. One of the things we started out in West Tampa is Tampa doesn't have any real definition and standards for alleys. So we took it upon ourselves, put up a $250,000, I guess, Mr. Chair, that happened about $300,000 now alley studies, which really been studying alleys because Tampa doesn't have a standard alley. Our alleys are asphalt, they're brick, they're gravel, they're dirt, they're pavers, they're all over the place. So we took it upon ourselves, because we're also in a national historic district here. So we have to be sensitive to our brick streets and our granite. And one thing we have is a pilot program for our alleys, specifically up on, Main Street and over, by Union, between Union and, Chestnut, not Chestnut, yeah, Chestnut. We have an alley program that we have some consultants on, so we're doing something there. We would love to have this look at the permanent of pavement pilots. We'd love you to come in and talk to us. And what we're saying is that we would love, my goal with this is to leverage our dollars with your dollars. And we get a real good resilient program and something that we can have, utilized, throughout the nation. I'm going to ask though, and improve lighting in some of these areas. So they done. That would require us to get mosquitoes there and get power in. But I want to ask you, what is a climate resilient mural? Is that a mural paint on the wall that stops the heat or something? What is a climate resilience mural? So that's something that, what is that? What is that?
Can you just repeat the question? Sorry, that last question.
It says climate resilience mural. What kind of mural is that?
If I can.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Mibake. Yeah.
So these are like murals with also like some climate resilience messaging on it that we're, hoping to sort of lay over there, like on the alleyway. That's what we call it.
And we've seen this in other cities where, combining sort of community building, local art, public art around, in Tampa, it might be preparedness messaging around, extreme heat or hurricanes. In other cities, we see, there's big risks of flooding, and there's ways to convey, just awareness of those risks. Yeah.
I'm liking that. And then the last one is small business climate resilience. With the storefront, we don't have a facade program. We graduated from facade and moved to a different type of grant program, but we still have that type of exterior, we call it exterior grants, commercial grants now. And that's evolving. But I like the storefront awnings. We need plenty more of those along Main Street to give it that nice friendly look. Floodgates, I don't know if you have the flood in Tampa. But rain barrels, that's something that I would think we could also add those. We have people trying to do a community garden over here, and they could probably use some rain barrels over at their site over by the school. And we have new schools, Justin Stewart getting ready to kick off January. I'm sorry, breaking ground and moving things around. Actually, we're going to have Just Stewart, and we're going to keep the old Justin. It's going to become a pre-K. So we're going to have a lot of schools. And we would love this swimming lake. So I think everything on here is right on time. And I just think we need to take a look more so the data in the background, but to look at the programs and the projects that we have and some of the study work that we've done, and then integrate that in with what you're trying to do. This is a blessing from God Almighty to have this, and this is grant money that people are going to come in and complement what we've been doing here and trying to get done for decades. So I want to thank you for picking us, and I'm all for it. So, and I'm just giving you some of the things that we're doing that you guys can really enhance. Because our funds are really limited to infrastructure, and I see your funds are really for a lot of infrastructure. That's all I want to say. So let us know what we need to do. Let us get that contact information, and then please follow up with us on where you are and what we need to do. So if there's something we need to do, I know the powers would be a Tampa a little different to work with, but if you got a problem, let me know. I seem to be able to get them to do stuff. So let me know that this is perfect. And this is not the east side, this is the west side. We like to get things moving, and we like to get things moving fast. We are a park that's going to open up now. So I see this park, we have a mural on already, and we want to make sure that park is complemented with hydration, which we don't necessarily know they're going to do that. And there's a bus stop that's got to be integrated with that. And bus stops along Main Street that sitting in the parking zone. So according to one of my, committee members. So if you guys can come and look at what we've got streetscape. Actually, last, I think, Mr. Ramirez, our civil engineer, that we have all the way down Main Street identified. They did quick build, the type of curbing, the type of lights, what's on there. So you guys can get that information. I don't think you've been privileged, the city told you about it. But there is a lot of information we've already done on Main Street from all the way from where it started, the actual part of the western boundaries of Armenia. So it all the way from Armenia down to, Boulevard, we've got streetscape that shows what the quick build, when they repave the street, that will show you what, because we did traffic lights, we did some, starting with street murals, we wrapped some boxes, so I've seen them wrapped, some signal boxes. So, you know, I'm all for it. So, but I would love for you guys, but the city doesn't always tell you what we're doing. They sort of sometimes they doing this there, but you need to get in contact with our people that are doing our parks and doing the projects in West Tampa. Okay.
Yep.
All
Absolutely.
right. And Ms. Brenda, I'm gonna charge you with making sure that they get that information to them so they can come up with a better, when they're putting this grant together, the scope of work, the West Tampa CRA, that they know what we're doing, and then they can see that they can improve. What we're doing. Yes, ma'am, hold on, I started to come to my eye, so I'm going so long. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I just want to put in a plug for sidewalks. There are areas that are sadly in need of sidewalks, from Cypress up to Maine and beyond. From like Howard from Rome to Howard. Pretty much is the area. Some of the streets have sidewalks, some don't.
Mm.
And that would be, it's dangerous, it really is. So that would be something we could look at. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that's no one else has anything? Okay, I'm sorry, we have Mr. Jones.
So you said safety, the issue we have, I don't know if this is a parking, situation. But, maybe, do you all do signs or anything? Because we have intersections where you can't get across the street safely. On the cell and Rome and that song, we have businesses on the corners. And we've had several accidents. Is there anything we can do to improve that situation?
Okay.
And then give it again, you can have a discussion about it.
I think, yeah, I don't know if Paul can hear that. Yeah, it doesn't sound like, yeah, I'll just add, so, I mean, we're in discussion with the Vision Zero coordinator for the city, which safety is a component, but everything we do with, you know, their funder, we have to tie back to climate resilience in some way, and so if we can make that intersection between safety and, you know, a planter or a tree or something, then yes, we could probably address it. Signage alone might be a hard, you know, a hard sell, but it's certainly not out of the scope. Is improving safety is within our realm of possibility of this project. And just to address to the integration of like other city programs, that's been part of the process from the beginning. So they've been doing deep dives on the alleyway studies and the Main Street corridor, and then working with our office, connecting with the CRA, you know, to understand all of their reports, Parks and Rec, transportation. So we're trying to, you know, I'm kind of like the main, you know, the middle, and then we have like all the prongs to all the different city departments. So we're trying to be really holistic about this, and you all are that other piece that we need to layer to make sure that all three of us can come together and make a good project.
Yeah, maybe you have some suggestions.
Yeah, please.
Thank you.
That is Ms. Jones. Anyone else before we close? Yeah, there's a gentleman raising his hand in the audience. Recognize yourself. I don't normally do this, but if you're here, I'm gonna recognize you, sir. Introduce yourself and raise your hand.
I do appreciate that.
Go ahead.
My name is Caleb. I actually am 19 years old and I just moved here to West Tampa. I live off West Cherry Street. And I'd like to mention that I think this is a wonderful idea, specifically because not only am I coming from a community a bit farther south near Fort Myers, where accessibility like this isn't really something we prioritize, I walk every day from my house off West Cherry over to the Shauna and Brazier Jewish Community Center. And for that walk, I have to go down North Howard, and I think shading and pooling amenities like that would be a wonderful idea. I know it's easy to forget that people even walk, but because the community is so grandfathered in from this older, more traditional sense of zoning, it allows for walking to actually be quite easy for me. I can walk to the grocery store. There's actually Walmart is a 20-minute walk, and I enjoy the walk. The only issues is not even the rain, it's more of just obviously the blasted heat. So something like this, alongside the fact that so many small businesses are alongside here, makes it so that I'm very much encouraged to go out and just walk down to there's a kava shop, and there's the West of Tampa, there's a small taco bar. All those things are stuff that I actually like to look forward to walking to. So I think something like this would make it even better.
We appreciate your testimony. Did you get his name into the record, Mrs. Jones?
He's not done. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? See, it's working. We got you young people come here walking. I be walking too, but I agree with you. Okay, I walk all the way down the Bayshore, okay? Trust me, we need this resiliency and we need this shade. Seriously, that this song, we need it. Okay, if that's it. We're gonna move on. Thank you guys very much. Don't make this be your last visit with us, but we love you. Now, do we need to get with Mike?
Just as a follow-up, y'all are coming on September 8th, correct?
Yeah, we're
Yes,
planning.
plug that.
Yeah, so we haven't, we haven't, nailed down the exact days yet, but the week of September 8th, a group of them are gonna come down and we're gonna do that like door-to-door business engagement. So, we're gonna keep you all in the loop on that. And then probably also just do some walkthroughs, with some city staff, and if there's, an opportunity for us to meet with any of you all, and some, it doesn't have to be this formal, it can just be something informal, that's another opportunity where you can get to meet these wonderful folks, and, myself also in person, and then I also wanted to just kind of comment back on like the contact information, more than welcome to reach out, you can also reach out to me, Bryce on the call as well, so we're kind of like the liaison, through the city between RCC and all the other things that are going on in the city. So this is a priority for me, and Bryce has been very generous as well to make this something.
Okay, so we make sure we have David's contact.
Absolutely.
Instead of jumping past it with these folks. The other thing is that how you gonna get that information out to September 8th before you go out? Because normally we like to notify people in the neighborhood about something is coming, look forward, so they don't think this is ice or somebody, Let's just throwing out this don't joke out there. So that we know that you guys are coming and you gotta be trying to get information from these businesses, and they'll open up their businesses and I'll give you some state information, about what would like to see, but definitely shading and definitely scanning. I'm for this, man. I am for this.
It's hard to get that shade.
Oh, it's hard to get shading right here. So anyway, all right, the next is, do y'all do any type of solar devices? Like when we have like intersections, for lighting, intersections for black, something like that.
Definitely on the
Is
table.
that a resiliency type of thing?
Absolutely.
Mr. Bobby Wilson.
And speaking of shade and like Howard Media, there's no shade. Those are county roads.
Correct.
Have you guys engaged the county?
Not yet, but that's.
Better.
That we would need
Oh,
to.
you're not gonna do anything. It took us 3 years to get these trees trimmed. We ended up doing it ourselves without even asking the county, right, Ms. Furman? And pay our own money. We just couldn't wait. They asked them to trim down the trees.
Yeah, so we're, Main Street, we know that that's ours. We'll have a lot of, ability to do, what we want within our control. And then we have plans to engage the county through our
We
mobility.
need to hold the county because they're holding us up on some things. And that's one reason the mayor is down in the district where she wants to try to get all of the streets in the city that are owned by the county in the city's ownership.
Right.
You word that right? Okay, so I'm all for it, I'm all in, let's just make it happen. I didn't even know this was happening, but I thank you for coming from us. So with that, we'll move on. Is that it, Ms. Brenda? Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Bryce. Thank you, Mr. Robinson, and all.
Thank you very
Have a
much.
great evening.
All right, I see, Ms. Brenda, I don't normally do this, but I see Mike Randolph, he always say something, and he had difficulty to get to. Do you want to Let him speak.
That's, yeah, it's a pleasure.
Mr. Randolph, you got 3 minutes. Can you hear us, Mike? Can you hear us?
Sure.
Mike,
Mike,
you hear us?
his mic's muted.
You're
Mike?
muted.
Is he muted?
Yeah, he is.
You muted, man. Unmute yourself. You got
Can
Can you hear me?
we
Yeah.
made it now. You got 3 minutes now. Clock ticking.
Okay, technology is something else. Thank you so much for allowing me to make this speech, and I will keep it to 3 minutes. First, we're proud to announce the upcoming West Tampa Special District 5 roundtable with the candidates. This is going to be a virtual forum designed to correct a critical oversight. In the last past candidates events, and it's been over at least 10 events, West Tampa was not mentioned. All of those events was focused heavily on East Tampa. This round table discussion will take place in West Tampa and will center front and center on giving the residents the opportunity to ask direct questions and hear specific plans from those seeking to represent us. Your engagement is key to this, as we want to make sure our community stay in the forefront. It's on August the 27th. It's going to be online 4:30. Now, let me turn to something really critical. Now, let me highlight what's going on with the center that we started. This center is a bold new mode for economic development. It's just not about the job. When we talk about the tech center, it's about ownership, intervention, and generational wealth. We're integrating home-based entrepreneurship with artificial intelligence and with Web3 financial tools to create a sustainable community. We're talking about 80% of the jobs on this center will be operated by artificial intelligence. That's going to be awesome. In addition to that, we're talking about creating 80 tech jobs training for digital tools and vital business management, specifically for low-income individuals. Thank you. Looking forward to seeing y'all at this upcoming meeting. Let them know that West Tampa counts and that West Tampa speaks for itself. Thank you.
How do we get a link to that site? Did you send that link out somewhere? I mean, it's a Zoom link, right? You get a link. You
I'm sorry.
Link.
Yeah, I've sent it out, and I'll send it out again to everybody.
Okay, all right, thank you, Mike, appreciate you.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Thank each of
All
you
right.
for representing the community.
All right, that brings us back to the grants report.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, I'm the practice team, I'm sorry, Mr. Wow, Mr. Ramirez and then Mrs. Wait a minute, I think you took a hold.
We were doing the Ray Park mural and then we stopped.
Right,
because I had-
right, so let's go back and then come back, okay.
Thank you. What I had the question about was, are we going to be updating the mural at all? Because this mural was done, Joe, you probably have a better fix, 86. So my question is, in other words, and I know that whatever you got from Judge Salcinas is wonderful, but are we incorporating things that maybe were after 1986, but are historic things? I'm thinking the 100th in 1995. Yeah, in 1995, we had the celebration of the 100 years of West Tampa. In fact, I was looking at the souvenir books the other day. And so it would be nice to incorporate some reference to the 100th anniversary. And
Well,
of course, this is
I don't think it's limited to anything, I mean, and some of that on them may not be there. What they're doing is they're trying to see what we want to keep it at. And then, add to it, so they didn't say that they add, so.
this is old, it's
Right.
very historic.
Second time, right, and you wanna.
We still have historic things that are after
Right.
when this
I
was
think so,
done.
I mean, that, they'll have to just send it to, Corey,
Okay,
So on your
That's-
sheets that you
Okay.
have, please add that on.
Add that to it.
Circle it, put a comment, please
Okay.
update current
I'll do
events.
But some of what we got may not reappear, I just, the only thing I told them is they need to keep the names over, put that up. But that's all I had, but the rest of that can be here and there. But that's a good point, that there has been changes
Yeah.
and stuff in West Hampton, so if anyone has that, Ms. Jones, let it be known, Ms. Jones is coming. Okay, Daddy, go ahead.
Well, I just had something for the projects report.
Okay.
I'll defer to Carlos on
Okay,
that.
Carlos, then we'll come back.
Yeah.
Ms. Carlos.
I have a lot, so if you have something.
No, you go ahead, that's fine.
I just kind of want to get some clarification on the project report, because we have a lot of money out there, and want to make sure we're moving along. Number one, Salinas Park, the plan completion is in winter 2025.
Yeah, yeah, it may end up, it says winter 25, it may go into January, but that is actively under construction, which I'll know. And it's on schedule, so,
So January 2025.
yeah, let's just, I don't want to take it off the project report here, but, maybe it'll finish winter 2025, we have probably a ribbon cutting.
January 2026 is, gives us a little bit of wiggle room. I'm okay putting that on there. I guess my point is,
Yeah.
winter
Just saying.
2025 has a lot of dates.
I know, and it's a hard month. to get things
Which
completed.
number are you on?
Number one.
Number one, okay, so it's under construction, yep.
You say from winter 2025 to 26.
Well, then the winter 26 will be another year.
I mean, like,
January 26th.
January, like, no, winter starts goes through,
I don't,
I know what you're saying, I know what you're saying.
January 26th.
We'll get that
Okay.
updated. as we-
If we get finished early, that's great.
No.
Or you could put first quarter.
Yeah, first quarter.
First quarter.
That might be a little too long.
I say fourth quarter.
Hour and a month.
A month.
A month, okay,
Yeah.
come on, that's what I.
We don't have a ribbon cutting.
My schedules always work on the day, so a month for me is like a lot of wiggle room.
Okay.
So this is what you want this to reflect,
I want,
You're asking
I
for
want
the specific dates.
a little bit more.
specific month and year.
Yeah.
Okay, specific, you hear that, Mrs.?
Yeah,
You
so,
want months and year of completion.
Ray Park improvements, I have dates on there, I'm happy. The property at 2101 West Main Street, it says that you won't start work until the permit is issued. When is the permit gonna be issued?
it's done, they're out there right now. Okay,
Beautiful.
so there's a crane out there. I was waiting for y'all to say something. There's a crane out there. They're doing the site excavation right now. So it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, so there is more of an update on that.
So also the second bullet says, paperwork is being looked at, I guess, firm is finalizing procurement. Do they have a date when they're gonna finalize that?
Oh, for the design, the CCNA on the front, yeah, that's under CCNA. I don't have that, but I will get that from the project.
All right. Number 4, hasn't been started yet, so I guess there's no schedule because it depends on 5.
Right.
So let's look at 5.
5.
We have funding program changes, to be presented at July CRA meeting. Did that happen?
Yes, so that is happening. We have the money there and that is right in the CCNA list. That's in the process right now for interview. So I'm not sure. It should be soon.
So the short list approved July 2025, RFQ submission pending CCNA committee review. How long does the review take?
I'm not sure, but they have, I know they're in their meeting, the CCNA committee's meeting. This one's up.
If we could put a date, that would be
Oh, we'll put a
great.
date. Okay.
I just don't like things floating around, they'll just get missed and pushed out. All right, number 6.
Yes.
You
You want to hear about this one?
Yes.
Okay. We have a funding agreement that's going to CRA board for approval. It's going on September 11th at this point. Okay, so the funding agreement is between what we're funding, the 3.3, the $10 million, and it's specifically what it's going for. So that is September 11th at CRA board. Nina, never pronounce her name, Nina, is coming October to this meeting to give a report on the construction of the project. They are beginning construction in the end of October, there is a date she gave me. I'm sorry, it's not there, but I'll get with the project team to put it on there. So y'all will have an update at your October meeting,
What number?
okay? On my number 6.
Said 10 million?
Oh, I'm sorry, wait a minute. I'm sorry, we're
No,
talking about the PRP.
Yes.
I'm skipping ahead to the Riverwalk. I was like, oh, no, I'm sorry. All right, we have a consultant. We have a consultant selected, and they're coming to the next meeting for, we have them scheduled for September with you guys to, give their introduction. September 16th,
Okay, so
and I believe it's RBI.
firm finalizing.
Hold up. Going back on what you're doing. You have REI when they come to bring a schedule with them.
Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, once we get them engaged and.
Well, I understand that they already have an idea when they come to see us with the schedule. They don't just pencil in. Just tell them that we're looking for a schedule.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct, that's right.
Great. All right. Number 7, alleyway study.
Yes, completed. We'll be giving y'all the final presentation at the September meeting.
Okay, so the staff has already reviewed
Yep.
it, made comment.
Alley, yes, everything's been reviewed, and that's gonna be a closure meeting, so it's West Tampa Alley Action. Kimberly Horn is coming on September 11th, September 16th.
Within that turned into. Oh, we had 2 alleys identified.
3 total, but 2 on Main Street, 2 commercial, 1 residential.
Would that include like the project plan to upgrade those alleys?
They do have
I think
a,
it was project planned. I think it was, they were gonna have the concept, so we could have hire somebody.
Okay,
concept, right?
just concept, but still, we still have to like
Yeah.
approve them and then have the work done.
Correct. And the group that you just heard, there may be an opportunity for them to do something to help them.
To link up.
You saw
Link
that.
up. Yes,
So we're still probably like go out before those alleys.
well, before we do the alleys, we're gonna have to meet with every property owner on that alley. Because the alleys have to be maintained by the property owners when they're done, so you have to have buy-in on each alley. So Cohatch is on one of the alleys,
Yeah.
which is wonderful, because they've already got a whole,
In the other.
community
alleys,
happening
like,
there, so we would go alley.
You change like so.
Correct. So, so anyway, they're coming they'll be delivering the plan on September 16th. That's Kimberly Moore. Okay.
Main Street corridor study number 8, that's ongoing. So we'll skip on. Number 9, firm finalizing procurement paperwork with contract administration. Again, seems to be a lot of stuff in contract administration. We have
This
the
one,
and the
fine. We have Stantec on board. Do our historic, we've had initial internal meeting. I have them, again, once we get them on board, I want them coming before y'all. I have them scheduled for September 16th too. So they're gonna start the historic property resource inventory, okay? We're excited about that.
number 10. This is the 10 million.
That's the one, that's our 10 million. Okay, that is going to CRA board on September 11th. This is the funding agreement between the city and the CRA and what we're paying for with that 10 million. After that, Nina wanted to come in October because she wants to come prior to the start of the construction, which happens right after this.
And there is another public meeting early October, I want to say.
Okay, so we need to put that on there.
Let's check up, right? So are you going to these meetings? Are you tracking
Yes,
that? Like, there's a need for that.
It's a twice.
So you're tracking.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. Yeah, so there is a public meeting coming up. 100% plan for the sections that are within the CRA of September and October. So they're close to being done.
I'll disseminate that to you guys. I can get it from Nina, if you send it to me, and then I'll make sure you got, everyone in the committee knows, because these meetings are happening outside of this spring.
Okay. Number 11, that was
That's on hold
that was
indefinitely,
yeah. When I got that,
which actually, we had to adjust the alley plan because we had some ground murals that were incorporated in there, so we took them out
Okay.
for now.
because it's just,
Yeah, it's just.
we're not gonna go the other way.
Yeah, I reached out to Brandon Campbell with the mobility department. He said the same thing. They're on hold right now, trying to figure out what they can and can't do.
Correct.
The arts, signal boxes, I've seen a bunch of them wrapped.
They're all done.
Yeah.
Let's check that box, they're all done. They look good.
Yeah.
They're all,
Oh, yeah, you'll,
Yeah.
okay.
you know what happens, you'll drive around and see something different.
Yeah,
The ladies, one, I've noticed, one by.
The one on Main Street, you see
Yeah,
that?
I saw one on Main, but the first one I saw was on North Boulevard, the ladies.
Yeah, yeah.
Right before you get to the bridge.
Yeah, I see it.
It's awesome.
So if y'all are following the social media channel we have, we posted every single one of them. Like they are all up there so you can see the locations. They look totally different from when you saw them on paper.
Yeah.
When they're out in the environment. It's really cool.
It looked great.
So it's great.
I think the last one, it hasn't been started yet. So I guess you see what I'm trying to do.
Absolutely.
If we could have a schedule, then before the meetings, I'm gonna grab my ruler and I'm gonna put it on the date. And I'm gonna be like, okay, we need to be here, 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 here. And that way
We'll
when I
talk to the
come,
project team, but I
that
know.
way when I come, I can say, okay, we're supposed to be here, what's it say? I get a lot of comments from the community saying, I thought you guys were doing stuff. And I think we gotta keep that in track.
And I agree, and one of the things that's gonna expedite that is gonna be the fact that I think we retained about 3 to 4 consultants.
Yes.
Since the last time, so they do the work, right? So that's the thing, so I think, we're gonna move to the fall, but I think when it gets January, it's gonna be crazy around.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what we need to schedule. So that's-
Yeah, we should update the community redevelopment plan. That can be part of that as well, looking at all of the projects, looking at schedules and so forth. But yeah, no, listen, y'all are doing great. There's so much happening in West Tampa, but I know you're the ambassadors. You need to know. and-
Yeah, people asking us, we don't know.
What?
People asking us, I guess, about wrong guy, I had a long time to say, but anyway, Mrs. Quinn, you next?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Can we double back to item 8, the Main Street corridor study?
All right.
I guess I want to get a little more detail on, I see we need a very detailed streetscape and beautification master plan for Main Street, which I see as beyond, it's not just something that's incorporated in the CRP. I mean, that certainly would be mentioned, but I'm trying to understand, how can we get our Main Street beautification and streetscape plan going? Get the consultant, I mean, this is a priority project, I think, to me and everybody else. And I don't see it being tied, I see it being a separate, whole, very detailed plan. That is, of course, mentioned in the CRP update, but is a separate entity.
Yeah, you have to, right. So it's gotta be in the CRP funded, we know that. So that would be a project that we have to define. I mean, we have, like you said, Mr. Robinson said, we have all these consultants coming on board right now. You've got a lot going on, so we could, prioritize Main Street. You're chipping away at Main Street a little bit. Maybe what you're saying is a real streetscape plan, instead of just kind of piecemealing it.
Okay, do I have to make a motion to make it a project, or, I mean, where?
Well, number one, we have to look at the project, and we have to make, we have to, we can bring that back.
We had something that showed.
We actually have some money.
I was gonna say, yeah.
No,
What happened to that?
I thought we set aside some money for
No,
it.
you have money in there, that's correct. You're already.
But it doesn't show.
So now at this
It's got
point-
TBD,
What's that?
it's got TBD, that ain't no money.
No, because it's not been, nothing's been formalized with it. We don't have a consult, we don't
I
have a
guess
consulting going. But-
On this list,
You do have money in that line item. I haven't touched
and
it.
the money for a consultant.
Could be,
And
could be
we can-
anything related to Main Street.
Make a motion to that, make a motion.
Okay,
Start that project.
yeah, we can do a reallocation. I move that we create a specific project for the Main Street beautification, streetscape and beautification master plan.
Well, no, tied to this, the Main Street corridor,
Number 8, yeah.
Based on the Main Street corridor study.
right?
Okay, but I want it more specific than a corridor study. That's why
No,
I,
he said based on.
The corridor study's already been done.
yeah,
We're just grabbing the.
Based on.
incorporating the Main Street corridor study.
All right, repeat
Okay,
that.
say that again.
Okay, I move that a project created for a Main Street streetscape and beautification master plan that incorporates the Main Street corridor study.
Is that second?
Second.
Okay, discussion.
Discussion.
Okay, this one, I don't know, let's define Main Street boundary here. Is it all the way from Armenia to Boulevard?
Yes, it is a,
So we make
That's
a
what we
friendly
see
amendment to that. Let's give them, let's. Get every call already, but I don't say something. Let's define that, you know, I wanna make sure we define that.
the Main Street corridor within the CRA.
Within the CRA.
That's in the
Street
CRA.
is from
Right.
exactly what Mr. Robinson said, from median
I mean,
To Boulevard.
to Boulevard. So just so y'all know, the contract that we have for the clean team is going along the entire corridor.
Right.
Which we're bidding out right now. We've got the existing contractor, working for another 90 days. We're bidding that out. But anyway, so yeah,
You accept that?
Armenia to North Boulevard.
You accept that amendment?
absolutely,
Okay.
very happy.
So, all right,
More discussion, more discussion. This ties back to the earlier conversation, our median. Can we expand the study? I know we need to have the county on board, but can we go ahead and start the study of how we beautify Howard median?
The study's been done, I think.
On Howard median?
You can't do all of Armenia, here's the problem. Armenia is bisected,
Oh, or just Howard?
cause Armenia, we only got half. You know, I'm just being real with you. I would definitely say half.
I think that
But the fact that this county gonna create an issue, I think we need to get going.
if we can go back to the Main Street corridor study, it doesn't go. The study itself doesn't incorporate all of Howard or all of Armenia or all of Main Street. It just kind of says, here's an area, this is what we recommend to be done in order to beautify it.
I think like you give in Main Street in Howard in the CRA, that'd be very cohesive.
My only concern, I agree with you. Yes,
Knowing
I would
that
love
we
to see
can-
Howard beautify Armenia too.
Knowing that we still have to have this county on board for Howard, but at least we can like,
I just don't want Main Street to be delayed because we're going through all kinds of red tape because Howard is a county road.
And that's
That's
exactly
my,
what's gonna happen.
that's my
but who's
concern.
doing the study though? I mean, like coming up with a plan, we can
We can
define,
phase it.
we can phase it, like, we know what we wanna look like, we know what we want it to look like. But we focus on phase one is Main Street and then work with phase two to get county on board.
I-
But at least we know what it should look like.
I,
So your motion is that phase one will be Main Street between Armenia and Boulevard. Phase two will be Howard Avenue.
yes,
From
we will
from
incorporate that. in the
Howard
motion.
Avenue, Bobby, from,
From Kennedy to Columbus.
You know, then
I
the,
would recommend you call them separate things. Main Street is one program, one streetscape.
Yeah.
The other are Howard and Armenia Street.
phase two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, if we can have one consultant doing both, so it's all cohesive. I don't see why we can't do it all together and then phase it.
I'm with Jeanette on this one.
But
I'm just worried about the
I
county.
think-
I,
The
I,
county's gonna.
You understand, it's not about what you put in there, you gotta maintain it. And this is the thing, we're using CRA dollars.
Again,
And CRA dollars, we're fine for streets, but
It's not a.
it's a little squirrely.
it's not, it's just like, it's a design issue.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
so I would agree with all of Main Street, including the intersections at Howard and Armenia that are going to be the counties. However, the design should be for Main Street primarily, with opportunity in the future to come in and tie in Howard and Armenia once we get the county.
Or Howard, like,
Or just whichever.
just Howard, yeah.
I mean, once we do Main Street, we've got the plan. Well, okay, now there's something that you can see and have it concrete. This is what Main Street's gonna look like. So
And I-
now you're able to
I
incorporate.
hate to say it, but I agree with that. And the reason is because the lighting, see, like, for example, we got lighting out here now that stopped right here. That pedestrian lighting, and that thing did not get carried down Main Street because of just that.
Yeah, but if you
Yeah,
have the Main
focusing
Street plan,
on,
then you can,
focusing on the design. The county can agree with the design or not. It doesn't hold us up from moving forward with Main Street that we own.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want,
I mean,
I don't want to get too far away.
just having the consultant and
I
whoever
think we
hired.
should add this to the CRP, that would be very helpful, because if we have it defined there, then you can go to the county and say, hey, this is part of our plan.
I'm not saying it can't be done, but for example, when I do a design of a roadway, I'm in close coordination with the maintainer. I need to get information about utility, about slope, and get all that information that has to come from that maintaining. So if the county is not playing with us, then I'm gonna delay my final design because I'm still waiting on information.
Okay, I don't want to delay anything, like, if they can come up with some recommendations. If they are looking at Main Street, they should have the opportunity to look at it even conceptually,
Yes, okay. Just a concept then,
concept,
of what it could look like.
what it could look like. Don't have to go full blown, because we know there could be some hookups with the county.
Then we need to get this motion straight now. Mr. Jeanette, Finn, what is that?
This is what we don't have a second, so we need a second, but we'll get to that. There was a motion to create a project for a Main Street beautification and streetscape plan as part of master plan, sorry, master plan stuff. As part of the Main Street corridor study from Armenia to North Boulevard.
incorporate, not as part of, but incorporating the Main Street corridor study. And to include a conceptual study of the Howard Avenue corridor.
Conceptual
Does that
design.
satisfy?
Conceptual design.
Go slow.
Conceptual design.
Conceptual design.
He's expert, like, I don't.
Does that address?
The,
Yeah.
wait, the Howard and Armenia.
Of course.
Within the CRC.
No, we didn't say, we said how.
I didn't need to say Armenia. Yeah.
Don't matter, me.
Only
Right, only Howard.
Yeah.
Howard, a
Except,
conceptual design of the Howard corridor from Columbus to Kennedy.
Yes.
read that back.
Whoa, this is a lot.
Well, yeah, let me just throw this out. When you're talking about the Howard corridor from Columbus to Kennedy, that's a lot more distance. It changes a lot. I mean, Main Street is very compact and, you would have an overall, but
It needs.
it changes a lot. We're changing a
Yeah, I
lot.
know, but let's get started. That don't mean we're gonna do it. You know how this stuff goes, we're gonna have to stop something, but let's just,
With Howard, we're gonna be up here, and with Main Street, we're gonna be down here.
and let me tell you why, okay? First of all, on Main Street, it's about almost half done. Let me tell you why. Coax ain't changing what they did. That's there. So that there's gonna be that streetscape, right? That section, that section from the Taco, that's done.
The building's done.
I know, I'm saying,
But it's the streets.
I know what I'm saying though, but when you're doing a streetscape design for a corridor, you look at the existing, that's brand new, and then you say, okay, we need to add some planters, we need to add shade, we need to add, canopy,
Lighting,
right, lighting and all that. But what I'm saying is the building is also part of this.
absolutely.
Because I think we have the owner of the building here now. So the bottom line is that, we need to, take that in consideration, that when we're talking about this, study on Main Street, that we look at the owners and what they've done and what they propose to do. You get what I'm saying? Okay,
In depth into this, if we just get it started, and then once we have somebody on board, we can say, this is what we want.
well, yeah, come up with a scope of work.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have to come up with a scope of work to even get the consultant.
Okay. that's
And I
fine.
think the staff is gonna do that. So we got a motion.
Oh, we got a second.
So I need a second.
Give a second by Carlos.
Thank you.
So read the motion
All right,
back.
ready? All right. There was a motion, Benton and Ramirez, to create a project for a Main Street Beautification and Streetscape Master Plan in cooperation with the Main Street Corridor Study from Armenia to North Boulevard, and to include a conceptual design plan of the Howard Corridor from Columbus to Kennedy.
Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes. Let's move on.
Thank you.
All rolling.
Champagne.
All right, that takes us to,
Walter Howard.
All right.
is that, we through with the private screen report, we move to the grants report. Anybody have any comments on the grants report?
I
Okay,
just need y'all a big version of it. I know they're working on making this bigger, but we do have a larger version of all the grants that are going on, that are active or wherever they're, you know, active in that, also the resident. Just real quick, on Thursday, the grants policy that they came to y'all's meeting last, in June. They are bringing the updated policy revisions to CRA board for approval. And I think I forwarded you guys a kind of a summary document of those as well. So it is moving forward. They have gone to every CAC, they've gotten input, and again, this is a work in progress. As they implement the grants, they find deficiencies, they come back, they want to edit, they want to change. So we're moving in a very positive direction. So that's happening on Thursday. Once it's completed, we'll, you know, they'll be rolling out these,
they can't do that in the fact sheet.
Emailed about.
it was, I even know it's in the packet. I got it.
Okay.
I emailed it to y'all and I put it in the packet.
Okay, let me just say an objection I got, okay?
That's cool.
I just have to say this, because I'm gonna take all my minutes down, I got 3 minutes before and 5 minutes for us. Only if this doesn't say what I got, okay, this is a 40,000 look. I mean, I don't know how many of y'all have actually pulled the document. Went on the website and pulled the document off and looked at the attachment. This is a 40,000 look. This revisions to post CAC clarifications, okay? That's a 40,000 look. If you go to the agenda item and click, you'll see the actual document where it shows the new document and it'll show the old document, red lines. The only thing I got is, we got in this issue, and I told y'all, I'm gonna use my property as an example, I'm on the record talking, so I don't have anything to add. I'm trying to flush stuff out. People are complaining about they can't get these grants. And there's all kinds of issues with them, that's why the staff is supposedly coming up with these changes that they're gonna bring to the CRA board Thursday for approval, even though we don't have a representative to back up there. So, we're gonna have this, approval. So, when my 3 minutes, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I asked them about commercial use. Well, I turned mine, and said, you don't qualify because you ain't got a commercial use, and I'm putting this on the record. Say, well, what do you mean? I rent houses out, that's a commercial use to me. No, it ain't, really. So there was no definition of commercial use in the original, right now, commercial grant program. In addition, they're asking that anybody that's got a commercial grant application, trying to get an application, better have it in by September sometime. So otherwise, you're gonna come under the new program, the new rules, okay, in October, if this gets approved Thursday. So this is your time to say what you like about what they're proposing Thursday, because they're gonna vote it up and down. If they vote it up, it goes forward, but they've already marked this up. This has already done been hashed out 1 or 2 times. So this is the final policy, okay? Which is a 40,000 look, this 40,000 look over here that's in our packages, it's not saying. So you might want to go in there and read the meat and see what it says. And so what they did, because they didn't have a commercial use definition, they got one now. See, this is why I put my stuff in, I applied my problems, just test them out. And there's no conflict for me, because none of this comes back to us, because that's been a large number for it to come back to us. So the other person that's having issue is the Wall Street Library. Okay, that's gonna be an issue, whether the old policy versus the new policy. But I'll let Walt and them get into that on their own, because that's like a special application. And they've modified every one of the grants, commercial, interior, exterior, the SP, the special grant, and guidelines. So remember, these are guidelines. Guidelines, which mean they're interpreted by staff, and they may be interpreted right or wrong. But I want to read you, commercial use, now they got one, they got definition. Commercial use means use of real property for the purpose of buying, selling, renting, or otherwise dealing in commodities or goods, supplying services. Have no issue with that. But here comes the city of Tampa slick with it. It typically refers to retail stores, restaurants, office spaces, and industrial facilities. Don't say nothing about, I got a house that I'm renting to people.
Yeah, I mean, I looked into that, and I'm sure I couldn't get it, but the use of residential.
Yeah, I mean, well, let me tell you another thing. I just, for the record, it goes, I'm telling you, they go my business tax receipt for my property. Man, the hell, I'm paying business tax for the last 30 years, and it ain't commercial use. So I'm paying a business tax for them properties. Let me give you another one. Okay. West Tampa is unique. We have houses that are built on the front of commercial quarters, a million houses, main houses. Some people say, well, you know, they rent the house. Some people turn them into medical offices, county office, plus their own, if you see all the ones, over black hospital, keep turning their house into a, I don't want to do that. I want to buy housing for somebody, low money, whatever they say, don't make no difference. As long as it's, I'm just trying to get the commercial grant. Well, why I want the commercial grant? Because the commercial grant is the only grant that gives you legacy status. Y'all know what legacy status is? I see college students here. You know what legacy status is? All these grants are matching grants, meaning you got to put up 50% of whatever the renovation or the rehab you're gonna do that they approve, if they approve you, at your pocket. Legacy status is if you own your building for over 20 years, you don't have to put up no match. Right? So, hey, I'm gonna go after Lex. I've been on my bill for 20-some years, well over 20. So I'm telling them that if y'all don't change that, I'm telling them in 3 minutes. If y'all don't change it, we're gonna be on drop, we're gonna be in that courthouse. Because I'm gonna be able to judge with the declaratory judgment and say that renting a piece of property and paying a business tax to do it, it's got to be a commercial use. Because you say renting and him, then you don't come back and say it's gotta be an office, too. And this is tough, so it comes up to be subjected to staff. So I said, okay, I'm gonna throw one more at you to make you really get up. Did y'all know that the houses I'm trying to get under the commercial grant actually sit in a CI zone? Okay, they sit in a CI zoning. I want all this on the record. I'm being transparent today. On a CI zone. So I don't qualify for a commercial grant. Man, I can't wait to see the judge say that. Okay, that's what I'm feeling about it. My mama rolling over in the grave with it. Okay. So that's all I'm saying. I'm telling y'all up front that my 3 minutes, I already got the paperwork here, so you go down and throw it on the over there. And I already highlighted that definition. I think it was fair, it was fine until they had typically referred to retail stores, restaurant, office spaces, and industrial.
But
And
typically doesn't mean those are the only.
well, I know, but the way the city works, that will
I
be.
understand.
That will be the way they operate. No, they told me I don't qualify when I turn them in, get them online, I turn them in. You don't qualify, Mr. Ross. Why? Because you got rent the house and the commercial use with it. That's what they tell me. That's what Ms. Rochagan told me, in writing, and they email.
If that same property, if I were to change the use to like a law, then I would qualify.
Well, why would I want to do that? Okay, because then I gotta do the parking and I gotta do all of that. I don't need
You
to
have
do
to
that.
go through the zone.
Exactly, exactly. So that's why I'm gonna object to that. They need to make sure that a person that has a real property is commercial use. Because that will get people in homes, in these wood frames that want to be knocked down, because now, in my project, historical contributing structures. They're over 50 years old, they're 1920s. But each one of them will have to go to the historical review. And that has been added, because if you see that, it says language has been added that if it goes to historical, if it's over 50 years old, it says right here in this policy, revise and remove the restriction on restaurants, garages. But then in here, they talk about limit architecture and structural preservation review of buildings 50 years or older to determine whether the restoration or reconstruction is appropriate. So that's a change too. So all I'm saying is that I don't have a problem with it. I think they did a great job. that definition they came up with, I just don't agree with. I was that in the open, I've been very transparent about it, so you see me down there, having food at 3 minutes, you'll know why. I come back to my senses on our 5 minutes, because Brenda gonna get, right, let's move on, I'm sorry to talk too long, but I want to emphasize that you saw it too. Okay, move around, is anything else on drainage? So if you want more detail, go to the agenda, you can see housing report, Mr. Brenda.
Housing report, okay, I always give y'all a snapshot that B Parks puts together on a monthly basis, so, housing, rehab activity, down payment assistance and so forth. I do have a housing update with the Blue House, 1712 North Albany. It is going to CRA board on Thursday for approval for purchase. So if that goes forward, as you know, we're gonna come back to the committee, we're gonna do a visioning session, we're gonna talk about what, that the possibilities of that home. We did put it to CRA board that if they want y'all what you wanted, which was more of option 2 and 3, which was mixed use with commercial and residential on the top floor, or possibly doing commercial. So possibilities are there. We'll have to rezoning, probably a PD, but
That's $460,000.
yeah.
The other thing you said, you were transparent. And that's just the acquired, that ain't the money it's gonna cost to fix that later. But, but we'll control that land and that property. And the other thing about it is the mayor of West Tampa stayed there, so it's got a little history, Okay, that kind of thing. But what I want to say about that is this, that once we get it now, remember, it goes to the real estate department, because the CRA don't hold any property entitled to a CRA. And so we just want to make sure that whatever, that the new policy they got, when you acquire property now, the stuff is sitting around for years, like these camps sitting around. We had some sitting around, we thought up there on School Street, I ain't gonna be that long. Now, they have to go, not just us, but a community vision meeting. See, she said us, we have to set a meeting up for the community, not just us, but maybe at Ray Park or Martin King Center visioning. Well, what we're gonna do at this time, right, Ms. Brown?
Yes.
It has to be a community vision meeting, not just us. But we need to open that up and let everybody think what we think we could do with any acquired property. I think that also includes the ones we just paid, we bought down in Cypress. Is that not true? Okay.
Cypress should have a fence going up around it.
Okay, so Cypress, we acquired that, did they approve that? Last month?
Yes, we actually.
Okay, I see, they approved
It was our property.
last month. Last month.
Yes, they,
August, I mean,
2 months ago, right.
Right, so then now we're doing the Blue House. So, but this time, so be aware that everybody gets a chance to look and do the Blue House, okay? Yes, Mr. Nate, and then we'll move on.
Are you through with?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. I wanted to bring up, as far as the housing goes, that, a home at 2334 Chestnut, and for the record, I have a personal interest in it because it was my grandmother's home. No financial interest at all. My family sold it many years ago, but the point is, this is a home at 2334 Chestnut between Howard and Armenia that, is, a distressed type property and would be ideal for rehabilitation. Ms. Parks and the property owner and actually, they were kind enough to let me go and tour it, and B was going to, I guess, inquire or follow up and see if there was any interest in the city acquiring this property, rather than it being torn down in a new structure. It would be nice to preserve one of the original homes that was on that street. It's not a historic home, but.
Well, what exactly, I think where it works is, we recommend addresses to Ms. Brenda, and then she sent it to the real estate department, and then they go see if we got a willing buyer,
Well,
a willing seller, is the way it works, right?
this is already on B's radar.
Yeah, is it the owner of the property now? Is it just the owner?
The owner is an elderly gentleman, and the daughter. Did he pass away?
I think he must have passed away because,
You know who I'm talking about?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think he just passed away. Anyway, the home is now up for availability. There is an investor that is interested in it. It would be ideal, well, Domain does not want to do it. Actually, Domain wants to see it preserved. They're not buying it, but another investor is interested in it. And he would like to work with the city if possible. So I'm just bringing,
Would they consider, the grant program,
well,
the actual, for
it's, B's already involved in this, so I'm bringing it up to speed things up because
It's a fact. It's a nice home.
We still on housing? What was that address?
2334 Chestnut. And again, for the record, this is not a conflict. I have no financial interest at all in this property.
Okay, Mr.
I got two addresses,
Go ahead.
211 North Albany Avenue.
211 North Auburn.
This property has been in disrepair for a long time. Now we're getting people lighting open flames. And then also 1901 West Kennedy Boulevard. That's an empty lot with all the buildings that are coming. I don't know if it's in the CRP, but it's right on Kennedy. So we could do a surface lot or eventually a structure there.
Anyone?
That's it.
Okay, let me give you my list. I knew y'all was gonna cover the list. Okay, here was my list. I have a list and a phone number of a willing seller. Ms. Jones probably know her, because that's her neighbor. Ms. Harriet Scott. At, Weston, she really, wants to move out of her house. And she has places at 1002, 1004, and 1006 West LaSalle Street. That she said needs, she the seller, and she owns two of those. So she asked me to present these. I've been waiting for us to meet today. For the person, she's a willing seller, she told me. I said, well, where you gonna go? She said, I'm gonna move to a home. I don't wanna be in a house no more. I wanna go to a home out in the Central Park. She said, but I would love to see my property done, renovated, rebuilt, knocked down, whatever, for West Tampa. So we passed that down to Miss Brenda. There go a phone number on there, Miss Brenda. There go a name, there go the address. So I want that address with all this.
One, it's a commercial building.
Okay, so those are the three I'm turning.
Yeah, mine is like 1820 North Howard. It's the old Leslie building.
What's the address?
1820
Howard.
Howard. Yeah, it's the corner, yeah, corner of Howard and Chestnut.
I like that.
Yeah, it was, a church was there, but they're no longer utilizing it. I don't know if it's available or not, but it's been unutilized for a while now.
Is that the church on the west side?
It's on the website.
That's the original Alicia Baker.
Yeah, the original one, yeah.
We used to meet there back in the early 80s.
It's a historical building, like, not being utilized.
What was it marked?
Yeah, it's a great building.
Yeah. Anybody else while we voting?
I have one.
Okay, all right, Miss,
Maloney. The northeast corner of North B and Oregon. It's about a half an acre, I think, of land with a steel building on it, which would make a beautiful park. And the owner is anxious to sell. And is interested in selling. His name is Ed. They do business as the Electric Sign Company. You can probably look them up that way. Yeah.
So buying property, right now with CRA board is, we have a line item for strategic acquisitions for affordable housing. That's what we have right now.
That's my mind, that's.
So I'm not, Horace will have to look at that in a different lens, but anyway, that's what CRA board's given us. And also it's called strategic acquisitions. So we have to really define what that is.
Yeah.
It's going out buying a house here and there.
The ones I brought were right behind WEDU.
Yeah, so.
And then also, they're gonna get ready to, knock down, Oakhurst.
Oh, behind that, okay.
And Oakhurst is gonna disappear and Hardin's gonna bring his 6 or 7 story, redeveloped apartments there.
So anyway, I'll share these.
All right, but we're just giving them up, and we're talking, we're just saying we provide as much as we can now, because it's not gonna be cheaper a year from now.
people are willing to go.
But this lady called me and left a message begging me to come to her house and bring some of my mangoes, because begging me to please come. Begging me, so I went over there and found her, because she stayed right across from Miss Mary McCullough. That used to be my secretary 40, 50 years ago for the West Tampa Equalization Corporation. Mr. Earl McCullough just died the other day, her husband. She was a school teacher. She was part of the West Tampa Equalization Corporation. So we got a lot of school teachers. But anyway, that's all right. Moving on. Is that it? On housing to everybody? All right, let's move on to manager report, Brenda Thorne.
So what do I have here? Manager's report.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple things. Just there is a recruitment flyer that I put in here. This is actually going across all the CRAs. Every year about this time, we put out a recruitment effort to recruit new CAC members. We did it last year. This year we're doing it again. On particular, when we're talking about West Tampa CAC, we have 2 open positions that have been there, I think, for the past year, maybe year and a half, which is their ex officio seats, which, as Mr. Robinson and I were chatting earlier, they could convert to an at-large seat if they go vacant for a period of time, which they have. But it's the Greater West Tampa Community Council and the West Tampa Alliance. Those 2 seats are available. Just so you know, the composition of this CAC is 12 members, according to the CAC policy. 2 are at large, and the other 10 are ex officio. And Ms. Sanchez did rotate off the CAC at one point. When I came on board, y'all had three at larges. So now, with her rotating off, there really isn't a refilling of that seat unless one of these other seats reverts to an at large. So does that make sense a little bit? We haven't gone through an update of the CAC policy. We're talking about it because there's some other issues out there that we want to explore. So anyway, that I just want to give y'all heads up about that. If you know someone who's associated with any one of those organizations, they're welcome to apply for it.
Otherwise, it will revert to at-large for the policy.
We should make a decision on that, yeah, because you're really at 10 people right now. And it's fine, 10 is wonderful, I love 10, you know, but.
I saw Ms. Jones and then
No,
Ms. Bennett.
I got her.
So to make the seat at large, we have to put an effort to try to find something for those 2.
I would, yes, ma'am, yes.
Yeah, we're gonna try to help to fill from those organizations, somebody to represent them as an ex officio first. And if that fails, then the alternative would be that, according to the policy, if they don't have anybody after a certain period of time, that is vacant, it automatically will go to an at-large seat. And then it will be tough for them to come back.
Correct, so they lose their voice as that organization.
Both will go for at large.
Pardon me?
Both will go for at large.
They could, yeah.
They could,
Yeah.
but if somebody don't step up.
Yeah.
And usually that happens when an organization just kind of goes away, you know, or it dissolves or something. I think both of these are active. I think I looked them up not too long ago. So they're still active with Sundays. But yes, I wouldn't take a seat away unless there's an outreach to that organization.
Walter, at large.
No,
Me and,
Well, no.
No, it's one of Walters. Because he walks in here because he tried, it would be a conflict for him to bring forward. No, he wasn't. He was, he had a corporation that got dissolved, and we went to the CRA and allowed this new corporation to be added. And I think that's the, Greater West Tampa Community Council.
Okay.
Because the alliance was, what's his name?
Yeah,
Well, no, the other guy that was with the King, right, King, let's say Jackson, there, King. Yes, yeah, P then King. So that's where we have to go to. Anything else on that?
That's all I have. Thank
Okay,
you.
on the recruitment flyer.
Mr.
All right, now, this is,
Okay, getting back to those 2 organizations. I think we need to put some time limit on it because this has gone on way too long. Like, in other words, we reach out to them and give them 30 days or 60, whatever, but some concrete to respond. And if not, then we will move on. That's number 1. Number 2 is before those 2 seats go at large, can we think of other organizations that might be good to be represented that are West Tampa based the West Tampa oriented organizations. I mean, I can't think right this minute off the top of my head, but we might want to, rather than just convert them to at-large seats, since we already have 3 at-large seats. To
Well-
me, it would be better to,
I hear what you're saying, but you gotta follow the policy.
We have to, so that would involve a CRA policy change.
Right.
And that's not
and
impossible.
that's what I'm saying. That's
But-
okay.
There, that's what I'm saying. There's a
Before you-
larger effort here,
Right,
but
see, if we go ahead and knock them off, the policy kicks in right then. So we would have to make them at large at that
Correct.
point. So that's what the policy says.
so for instance, tell like you know an organization out there that has a person that's very active that wants to be part of the CAC. If we work within the policy, then one of these seats would become at large and they would apply for the at large seat for now, until we can memorialize them into the
Yeah,
policy.
I mean, but it would be nice to have actual community-based I mean, I'm gonna
agree.
throw out an example. This just came to me. The Hispanic Services Council. Let's say they did a lot of work in West Tampa. I suspect they do. I don't know if they do or not. But that might be a good organization to have as a community designated seat rather than just throw it at large.
Since you wanna go there, let me just give you one of them here, the board talked about doing. Board talking about putting the NAACP on all of these.
That would be another great, to me, it's just,
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, now, you start throwing them, I'm just telling you what I'm hearing.
and my point is, I think it's better rather than to have 5 at-large seats, to have those 2 convert to 2 other
Community-based organizations.
community-based organizations that are active in West Tampa.
I agree with
That's
that.
my
Recommend
recommendation.
board, representing more.
But people,
And let's think of
not individuals.
some good organizations that are doing work in West Tampa. I mean, the Boys and Girls Club has been in West Tampa.
So then what was so the ask is to
Yeah.
limit, you're gonna give them notice? And how you gonna give them
So I'm
notice?
gonna have to do this because I'm your manager, right?
Right.
Y'all can't.
Check with the legal
Well,
department
you
too.
can talk to me, but-
Check with the legal department when you're doing this, because you might have to give notice to the actual register of the
Right,
organization.
I would go through the registered agent and I'd ask them,
Some
have a seat on
certified
West
letter,
Tampa
whatever, I'm
seat,
telling you, I was some certified letter.
would you select or?
I would send them a certified letter with a green card requesting to come back.
Well, I don't know if we really need.
I'm telling you,
that.
I'm telling you.
But I'll talk to Cedric McCray about
It's a
how to
legal
go about this, but yes, you have 2 seats that have gone unfilled. And right now, the policy states if you have a seat that's unfilled for, I believe it's 3 months, it would revert to an at-large. We haven't pulled that trigger yet because, we're being respectful of these organizations that are still in place. So I think a reach out to them would be appropriate,
And we
absolutely.
want the option to convert it as a policy change to 2 other West Tampa serving organizations.
You have to submit that. We have a matrix that is in the CAC policy. You have to specify exactly that. And that will require the policy is tied to every CAC.
No, I know.
So we can do that.
But we just need,
Absolutely.
I don't want it to automatically revert before we've had time to
Well,
explore.
right now, the policy calls for it reverting. It should
That's what I'm
revert
trying
now.
to say. So we
It's
need
reverting now.
to try to spend as much time chasing these people down, and then we have a backup plan before they revert. And the only way you can stop
Correct.
reversion is get the policy changed. That ain't gonna happen real quick.
But if we're doing a policy change, tell like you have another organization and you really want them part of it, you can add them. You can have 13. There's nothing precluding you to have it. Most,
We don't necessarily want to get big.
I know, but
But,
you can get bigger, skinnier,
yeah,
I agree with you.
but, I mean.
Even add one that's a policy change. Because the policy lists all of the organizations.
Yes.
And how many people are in each one of these CRAs. So that's another policy change, I'm telling you right now. 2/3 is policy change. So, a guideline change, whatever we're gonna call it, but
Yeah.
we hear you.
Or we might. Want
So
to-
what, they come, how long you wanna give these people?
So do y'all want to give
60
me direction
days,
on reaching out?
60 days, 90 days,
60 days.
60 days?
I just want to make sure we don't run afoul of then it reverting automatically.
It
before
won't
we've had
revert.
time to-
It won't
I'm not
revert.
gonna do, we're not gonna do
We're
that.
trying to
Let's
reasonable people to say, hey, look, get somebody over here.
60 days.
Like I said, I will reach out to the organizations and I will alert them that they have a seat that's unfilled on the West Tampa CAC.
Yeah, they're real
And if they
organization.
could submit a name by within 60 days. Does that sound good?
That's
And let's see where we land.
All right, Mr. Jones, and then we'll close this out.
What's the reason why Mr. Smith got off the board?
I don't know why he got up. You have to say that for himself.
Okay, so when you do that, that can be clarified.
Well, you'll give him notice saying that we need to get somebody from your organization, and then he might want to explain that, he may not want to explain that. But I would say give the date.
He's not on CAC because he has a legal opinion that he was submitting for a special projects award, grant, and he cannot be a CAC member if he is doing a special projects grant.
But he has someone else from this organization.
But he can, yes. If it's not him, he personally can't be on the board if he's pursuing a special projects grant. None of you can be on. the board.
Exactly, that's why, but see, my houses don't come under that.
Yeah, that's a standard grant. If you're doing standard grants, you're fine. But
Yeah, see, that's why I'm messing with them, I'm stirring them up.
Right, just so y'all know, very clear, the reason is because the process for special projects requires the applicant for their application to come back to y'all. So you
Yes,
can't sit on a body
that's you.
and be, you know, like that, right, and ask for money.
Huh?
You can't excuse
yourself?
No, yes, I
We don't
know.
look for that.
We asked and the attorney said no. They're very strict.
So that's why he's trying to be fair, and that's gonna be coming to us soon. Okay, any more discussion on that? So 60 days, but I heard, yes, Ms. Maloney.
I'm sorry, I have something on new business.
Okay, all right, so that's the recruitment flyer, now new business, so we're at new business, Ms. Maloney.
Thank you. I have some news and update on the garden at, the MLK Center. And, also the garden at Dunbar Elementary. We had a meet the teacher day where, all the kids came and got to meet their teachers and the new principal, there's a new principal at Dunbar. Her name is Mrs. Bryant. She made a talk and it's very wonderful environment. Kids are adorable. Everybody was really excited. Last year we had a pilot program there for the children. There were only 10 kids. And there was Nate Farley, whom we met, who came to a meeting. And, Jackie also helped out, with both the community garden and the children's garden at Dunbar. The funding for both of those positions has been eliminated. It was a U.S. Department of Agriculture grant. They got the money, they used it, and it's gone. They don't have any more. So, the staff that was taking care of those two organizations and really doing a wonderful job, it had, find other means of employment. So we're going to streamline at the meet the teacher thing. We had 10 kids last year. This year, there are about 30 kids that want to participate. There are many programs that we're looking for grants to fund a position, a full-time position. To be responsible because there are lots of considerations and, if a lot of parents are depending on us, then we want to be reliable and good. So, so we're working on that, but I just would like to put that out. I know the community garden is having an event in September, where people can come and meet and see what they're doing over there, and buy vegetables and fruit or whatever they have, I don't know. And that would be fun. But in the meantime, we're desperately looking for funding for this position that's no longer filled. Great.
Well, Mrs. Finn, and then Mrs. Jones, and then Mrs. Mrs. Smith.
Perhaps she already has this on her agenda, but if not, I think everybody's aware that we have a new economic development administrator at the city, Ms. Jerry Lopez. So I would like to issue a special invitation for her to come to our meeting and introduce herself and chat with us.
Yes, and she will be making her rounds.
I
to the
figured she
PACs.
probably
I'm
was
yeah,
gonna do
sorry.
that, but
Yes, she hasn't even gone before steering board yet, so, but yes, it's lovely and she'll definitely want to get out and say hello.
That is?
yes, thank you.
Ms. Jones.
Yeah, I'm really interested about the Publix. We have a library committee.
About what?
The public.
Oh, plug.
We have a library committee at my church. And, I guess they personally just took it upon themselves and got in contact with someone from Publix, because I had requested for someone to come here, because like I said, we have no idea of what's going in there. There's no representation of West Tampa, because that's what I was concerned about. But they did manage to talk to somebody, and it's gonna be a sign that says welcome to West Tampa and a couple of other things. So, I'm glad somebody got some accomplished on that end. I think it's sad that we are committed, we're committed, and we didn't have any more input. That's what I was trying to do, get some more input, so it can represent West Tampa. What's the use of having the public and it doesn't represent where it sits?
Yeah, because I heard they're gonna call it Tampa Heights. Heights, public Tampa Heights. But we'll see what they come out and say what it's down. Miss, that's it, Miss Jones?
What's controlling?
I'm telling you what, remember when we first had the design of the public, the people come across the bridge from Tampa Heights, and they was the biggest advocates, so they don't need to have this. You need to have that. They need to have the driveway coming off of this. You shouldn't have it coming off of no. Yeah, remember that conversation?
Look, everything they had said.
Yeah, I know.
And I was happy that they came.
I agree.
Because we had said it.
I know, but then the fact is that that's what I heard the name would be.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I heard.
Let's talk about West River.
Huh? I hope it is. Okay, I hope so.
When is it opening?
It doesn't say.
That's a good.
What else is my question? Do we know when are they opening and if they're having a ribbon cutting and if the committee will be invited to that?
David Alonia is your representative from the West River, and I have,
Okay.
I don't have any information on it.
Another thing, how long is that gonna go on?
I don't have any information on the Publix.
And you all heard me ask a direct question related to, we don't have any input, nobody's coming back to us about any feedback of what's going on in the community. And I'm sick of looking stupid when the community asks me a question and I can't answer. Just like when they had the job fair at the Publix. We didn't know anything about it. I mean, really? Really?
I agree, Ms. Jones. Ain't nothing I can do about it, because I don't want to go up there everybody here and deal with the actual.
Why did you have to accept that as an empty, nothing you can do about it?
Well, we try to go through protocol.
Well,
Okay,
you know what, I'm a community person, so we always gotta do this thing, you gotta separate yourself sometimes. So that's what I'm gonna start doing, just.
well, yeah, I mean, we can all do that, because we all represent.
That's what I'm saying, so I'm gonna do the community
Yeah.
part, because I'm over it.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
right, and we're volunteers, okay, that's not right.
This is, then we try to get somebody to
I
come,
reached out twice.
and they just gave us, they ain't coming.
So this is bad.
It's not a theory project, I don't know if that would carry
That
it
way,
away,
not
but
it's
David,
already, so come to the community, you're supposed
I
to be
know.
working with the community. All these excuses just don't make any sense.
we could ask him, if he has the West River.
We've been asking David, but he ain't been at the meetings.
They won't go nowhere else in disrespectful. I bet you they wouldn't go down and find a partnership and do it.
Well, at least that your church was able to get something out of them. I mean, I haven't really put the hammer down on purpose. Yeah, I'm just sitting back waiting. Cause I know they moved the tree, the grand tree, and they moved the telegram pole that had high voltage, and they ain't had nobody opinion on that. So it was blocking their sign. I know that it disappeared. So Publix, I just might have put the hammer down. I'm just gonna wait and see. And hopefully maybe when they open up, they might be very generous around here with neighborhood projects. So I'm gonna hold my power right now with Publix until I see such, but it's built, it ain't open, and they're big, they got a philanthropist department, and so I'm not gonna stir them up right now. I'm gonna let them get built first, and see what they do, and see if they be generous neighbors, because what happened is that is a project where Publix is getting a space that's being developed for them by a developer. See, and right now, it's the developer got all the rights, and he should be the one that's coming over here telling us the white development company, whoever that is. And so with that said, it ain't like Publix is doing it themselves. It's not like Publix hired engineers now, it's the developer that's building the building, and the building's gonna be transferred over to Publix ownership, I guess. And only David alone would know the details. And I had asked Ms. Following protocol, I'm not gonna break rank. And asking Ms. Brenda, we done asked, ain't nothing happened. Y'all got more tracks than that, because I remember they talking about putting pictures of historical things in West Tampa. And when you walk in, to be on the wall somewhere. You know, I don't know if they're gonna be serving alcohol up there. They ain't got a wet zone yet. Okay, I don't know if they're gonna have a pharmacy up there. Okay, but when they go for their wet zone, that might be the time somebody go down and say, no, they shouldn't get one, but they ain't spending anything.
No pharmacy.
Okay, so, but, you know, I'm gonna hold my thumb on that.
It's not showing.
But anything else on that? Any other new business?
Oh, no, yeah, it does say also available. Publix pharmacy.
Oh,
I'm happy to
Just scroll
add
down.
this, our
Scroll down.
AFC
Yeah.
rep,
Oh, yeah,
y'all
yeah,
can,
yeah.
Mr. Lonia, for any kind of.
Well, they got it on this website, or wherever y'all
At
leave
least
it.
when the
Yeah, it's cool.
grand opening is, right? So we can at least be invited to that, okay.
So,
I'll ask, Mr. Lonia.
Well, just, you know,
Correctly, just,
you
you
know,
know,
we-
it came up.
you
at
know,
the
we can always,
You're the
you know,
town-
you have to always make a
landlord.
motion. If y'all so really serious about it, you don't think Publix is giving us any respect. You can always make a motion that a letter be drafted for the sheriff to sign and send back that expressing that. Hey, see, so you got to do.
I,
So you gotta
I
do.
don't think you can do that.
Huh?
You're a recommendation body. That's.
We can write a letter
On what letterhead?
on stationery. Yes, we can. I wrote one when we did Judge Stewart. Yes, we can. Yes, we
We
can.
could make a recommendation.
We can write a letter that we recommended that they come over here and meet with us. We can write a letter recommending that we want to know what's going on. That's recommendation letter, right?
They've been invited.
We wrote a recommendation letter to the school district that Judge Stewart be brought back. We wrote a recommendation letter that we have the African History Museum put in West Tampa before Mrs. Gwen Myers ever came up with the idea. I can show you the letters, Ms. Thor, before you got here. So we can write letters.
I defer to Director McCray on that.
Huh?
I will defer to Director McCray on it.
You tell Director McCray to give me a call if he got a problem talking to the
Because
sheriff.
we have a whole new reorg that.
I know the reorg, and I know Mr. Kraft to talk to them today, but if not,
But I can ask.
then I'll write a letter on my personal statement, on my company stationery as a business over here, and tell Publix I got a problem. So there's plenty of ways we can get Publix, but I'm just gonna lay back now, Ms. Jones, and just see what they do. I think they're good neighbors, they have good intent. But right now, they got so many people trying to tell them who are the representatives in the neighborhoods and who and what's what. They trying to figure it out. And they gonna get some figure out. Well, they ain't got nobody that do that for them. They got a Polk County, Imperial Polk County. All right, let's move on. Any other new business? Okay, and I got here some announcements on the new business, but on announcements, one, on the road motor, yeah, there you go. Okay, you already know, there you go, bro. We got application for a formal decision, split an existing parcel at 3203 West St. John Street into 4 separate legal lots considered compatible within the RS50 and CT zone by Mark Bentley. It's a representative for that one. We got Variance Review Board, 3102 West Leroy Street, Unit B.
For the record, that's my application.
I didn't see your name on it. I didn't see your name. I don't know who it is.
I'm just saying for
Okay,
the
there you
record.
go. And then we got 3102 West Leroy, Unit 6. That this is asking for a application for variance of the Variance Review Board. It's set back from 20 feet to 8 feet from property line. Got one here, 1318 West Hartwood. The reason I got all these is we ain't met in 2 months. Well, some of these might be stale, but I'm gonna read them in the record and pass them on down. September 1318 Arch Street, RS 50, and proposed zoning is a PD and 2 semi-detached units on the line. We got one at 901, 1726 West Cypress Street, special use 2 small business beer, wine consumption on premises, agent is Colin Rice. And the address is 1000 West Cash Street. Got a 1320 Arch Street, RS 50 to plan development, 2 single family, single semi-detached units. And then the applicant is James Lascada and Giselle Motor Agents for Poseidon Development. We got a notice of filing application for rezone RH 50 to RM 18, Ralph Harris Willow at 1302 North Oregon Avenue. And his address is 4020 Nassau, Mr. Ralph Harris Willow. We got 2502 West Pine Street. Side development. Subject property currently zone CN, commercial neighborhood, and presently vacant. Proposed special use 1 request seeks approval to allow for single family and semi-detached residential development S1 on site by James Lascada. We have a large beer and wine at 2301 North Albany Avenue. Ted Barsicano at 23 North Wine. Not wine. North Albany, I believe, is the wine stream, which was already approved at city council with 30 parking provided by, they said they don't want no parking because they want people to take bikes and walk up there, and they have ladies there representing them that say right next to it that say the wine is good, you don't get any. We got rezone from IG to RM 24 vacant. The multifamily by Richard Robinson, applicant for 302 North Oregon. Okay. And then we got single RM 16, the PD 2 single family semi-detached units, applicant Azam Aleshka. That's a 20, his address 2302 North Island, but he wants to have a rezone from RM 16 to a PD. And I'm sorry for all this, but this stuff been came in with 2 months. And then the last one I have is for 1301 West Cash Street for beer and wine consumption on premise and package sales consumption off premises for Alan O'Dowd. Its address is 1301 Cash Street. Those are all of the notices that I have. And then the next board meeting for the CRA, the CRA board, city CRA board this Thursday, August 21st, and our next meeting is September the 16th at 5:30 p.m. Is there any other announcements that anybody want to make? If not, we stand adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So did everything.